Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from October 3rd to the 9th, and I do apologize for yet another stuffy nose voiceover. Hopefully it's not too bad, but this will be the last voiceover I'm doing for the night. I wanted to do 3 and this is the 3rd. So hopefully tomorrow if I do any voiceovers or whatever, I won't be as stuffy. But I am using a Scribble Prints Co. kit for this spread, and once again, I didn't look up the name. My goal is it's not even a goal. My theory is that once I'm all caught up and only doing one plan with me a week and it's like up to date, that I will do a little more like detail work, as in making sure I know the name of the kit, properly posting on Instagram. And I've just been like rushing everything in order to get caught up. And yes, I could skip weeks. I could plan some more weeks off camera. But I don't know. This is just what I decided to do. I wanted to film my plan with me's, so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm assuming, I'm thinking, I'm hoping that once I'm caught up, all of the more detailed stuff will just be better. Like, I just keep making tiny little mistakes, and it's just because I'm rushing everything, and trying to get as much done as possible. And like I mentioned in a previous plan with me, that I just did the voiceover for, this is my last week of having like tons of free time and being able to catch up. So I'm really going to try to take advantage of that. So apologies all around in case I make more mistakes or more typos or like whatever it is. I'm sorry. But moving on, I decided to use this Mean Girls kit for this week. I've always wanted to do a Mean Girls kit for Mean Girls Day, but I usually have so many Halloween spreads that I don't have the space in October to give up a week to a non-Halloween spread. But this year I decided that I don't care. I just really wanted to do it, and I have been sprinkling my horror kits throughout the year as just anytime kits, instead of focusing it all on October. And that's just more me anyway. I like horror. I like blood and guts and all that good stuff. So having it at any time in my planner just makes more sense anyway. All that being said, finally getting to use this really, really not scary at all kit. It's very pink, it's very purple, it's very pretty. This week I did manage to use, I think maybe I left, I'm not sure. I might have had to leave one full box out. This kit came with so many full boxes, but you can see on my sidebar that I did decide to use 4 boxes on my sidebar instead of marking any like big memories or anything. And that's another thing, like once I'm caught up, I'm hoping that I will like use my sidebar a little more efficiently sometimes. I don't know, we'll see. But let me just get right into the day by day, starting with Monday, October 3rd. The first thing I marked with a frustrated munchkin was that there was no parking once again. It is what it is. Then under that, with a Stella Bow Sticker Co. umbrella and a little thing, I marked that it was a rainy day. With a fancy label and a Planning Roses vacuum, I marked that I vacuumed. With a little thing and Carly Plans weights, I marked that I did a workout. Then with this Papershire Planning flat lay, I marked that I did 2 spreads and a voiceover this day. And then the final thing was that I went over to Joe's to bleach his hair, and I just marked that using, I think this is a Scribble Prints Co. sticker, this little like hair dyeing sticker and a fancy label. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked with a squared off box and another umbrella was that it was the 4th straight day of rain. We were getting so much rain. Not a big fan when I have to like be out and about, but you know, fortunately for me, I'm not like commuting daily, so the rain isn't like as bad as it could be. Under that, with a little thing and a snowflake piece of deco that I've hoarded for a while, I marked that it was freezing this day. So, so cold. Under that, with a fancy label and this emoji making a phone call, I marked that I called both my uncle and Joe to just sort of like get more opinions on what to do about the car. I was getting really, really, really anxious because I needed to make an appointment to have it registered and the title moved to my name. And I just really didn't want to waste the trip and like waste my time and money putting the car under my name if I wasn't going to keep it. And so since the original plan, which like was so enticing, was that if I didn't want to keep the car, I could just sell it. But then I found out that my uncle wanted the car, like to have a backup car. So then I was like, well, shit, now I feel guilty if I sell it, and I don't want to waste money on the registration and title if I'm just going to give it away to my uncle, you know? So like, whatever. It was just like on my mind. So I made the call, and honestly, it didn't help anything. Under that was a squared off box and a puzzle piece that my friend Ilza from Ilza's Melted Plans sent me. I marked that I did a puzzle and listened to an audiobook called The Golden Couple. I very much enjoyed this audiobook. I highly recommend if you enjoy like scandalous upper class couples and thrillers and just like that type of book. Definitely recommend this one. With a little thing and a hangry munchkin. I marked that everything was tasting really, really gross to me. I don't know why, but like, I don't know if I was a little sick or something, but everything was just nasty. So I ended up making myself a cup of noodles just because that was the only thing I could stomach, just like salt. So I used this little ramen munchkin to mark that. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked with a squared off box and a paw print was... So I went to go do the litter, and the top had not been put on properly, and one of the cats, I don't know who, I'm assuming Brad, just because it just like seems like such a Brad thing to happen, but you never know. Anyway, the top was not properly attached to the litter box, and one of the cats had peed on the back of the litter box, and it had escaped through the crack and got into the container that I keep their scoops in. So I had to like clean all that, and I was just annoyed, but you know, it is what it is. With a little thing and a planning Rosa's car, I marked that I put down a ton of baking soda all over the Nissan, because again, it still just smelled so bad. Like even after getting it detailed, the smell would not go away. The trunk was the worst, but the whole car just reeked. So I bought like a big thing of scented baking soda and just doused the car in baking soda. Under that, with a little thing and this little sleep time outfit deco, I marked that I had to steam my outfit. I was re-wearing a jumpsuit that I had worn to a couple other weddings. I was planning on re-wearing it this weekend, and it was all wrinkled out of the wash. It's honestly dry clean only, but I think I paid like $12 for that thing, and I'm not about to spend more on dry cleaning an outfit I didn't like pay anything for. So I made the mistake of washing it in the washing machine, and it came out looking like a scrunchie. So it took me a really long time to steam that thing. Under that, with a little thing and this confused munchkin, I marked that all the tabs on my phone closed, and I was so annoyed. I had over 100 open, which I know, like, my bad, but Google or Chrome just like closed all my tabs. No idea how. They were there and then they were gone. With a little thing and a phone icon, I marked that I called I had to call Microsoft because I did not want to pay for another full year of Microsoft Office if I didn't need it for my job. So, and I didn't realize it was, what do you call it? When something you know the word, I'm like blanking on the word, but I didn't know it was going to renew. I didn't know it was going to renew. And then I got charged like $100 or $200. So I called and they refunded me. It was no issue. With a little thing and these weights from Carly Plans, I marked that I did a workout. Then with a fancy label and Another one of these hair dyeing stickers, I marked that I bleached Joe's hair again and then retoned it. Yeah, like he's a natural blonde, but we get him to essentially white. So yeah, it takes 2 rounds of bleach in order to get it to the level of just pure white that we take it to. Then with a little thing, oh, also, I don't recommend doing this. Like, I really don't recommend bleaching your entire head so close together. Like, we did it Monday and then we did it Wednesday. The only reason we did that was because it was just like a timing thing. Like, he wasn't free and he didn't want to go to the wedding with yellow hair. So yeah, and his hair is short, so it's like not as big of a deal, but I definitely don't recommend bleaching your hair like 2 days. Yeah, you get it. And then the final thing on Wednesday with a little Stella Bow Sticker Co. bed was that I went to bed at 4 a.m. Awesome. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked with a little thing and a clock icon was that I was up early. Even though I went to bed at 4 a.m, I was up early because I had made myself a registration appointment to get the Nissan put in my name. And yeah, and I purposely made the appointment early because I just wanted to get it over with because I was really stressed about it. And that works out better for me to just like get something over with earlier in the day, even though I'm not a morning person. With a squared off box and emoji driving a car, I marked that I went to the DMV and it was pretty smooth. I was in and out. There were no issues. I had all the proper paperwork. The only thing that happened was the woman who was doing my registration accidentally hit the check button instead of card, and I didn't have a check with me. And it took a really long time for her to like fix that, but she was very nice and apologetic, and you know, things happen, totally fine. Under that, with a little thing and a headache, Tara, I marked that I found out that the trunk leaks in the Nissan. While I was in the neighborhood, I thought that I would go to the mall, which was like 5 minutes from the DMV, and do some returns. But when I opened the trunk to get my returns out, like I had ordered Bath and Body Works was having their candle sale, and I ordered some candles, and I just ordered more than I wanted in order to get the free shipping. And so I never even took the candles out of those like cardboard shipping squares that they come in, and I pull the candles out and the like cardboard feels moist. And then I realized that like the writing on the plastic bag that I had put them in was running. And then I touched the bottom of the trunk and it was soaking wet. So that was definitely a big reason why the car smelled so badly. There was mildew and water just chilling in the trunk. And it was just such a shitty thing to find out right after putting this piece of crap in my name. Under that, with these credit cards from Carly Plans, I marked that I did my returns. Under that, with a little thing and an emoji getting gas, I got gas because gas is cheaper in Jersey. You got to do it. And I don't have to pump my own gas when I'm in Jersey. Love that. Then with this little icon that's also SPC, but from a different kit, I marked that I went to Salad Works because there's also a Salad Works there, and I haven't had it in years. So I got that. Then with a little thing and this happy munchkin face, I marked that I was just feeling so validated because number one, I think Joe fixed the leak in the trunk, luckily, but we also had to take like the entire bottom of the trunk out of the car because it was soaking wet and it needed to dry. And he was like, I don't smell it. It really doesn't smell that bad. And I was getting annoyed because I'm like, I know it's not in my head. And then he was carrying it down to his basement because he was going to put a bunch of fans on it in order to dry it. He made it down like 2 stairs and he was like, ew, oh my God, this thing stinks so bad. I don't want this in my house. And we ended up taking it outside. And I just felt so validated because yes, this car reeks, and nobody was believing me. So that like felt really good. With an emoji eating candy, I marked that we went to CVS, and then we got buy one, get one free shakes at Shake Shack. I'm running out of time. I gotta talk faster. So on Friday, I marked that I vacuumed up the baking soda in the morning, and I used a Planning Roses car to mark that. Then I did laundry with a little SPC washing machine. I used a Planning Roses vacuum to mark vacuuming my apartment. I used a little Ugg Munchkin head to mark that I had to add the Nissan to my insurance, which I was very ticked off about because that was not supposed to be happening until I decided to keep the car. If you know, you know. With another set of weights, oh, sorry, I just hit my phone. I hope that wasn't too loud, but with another set of weights, I marked that it worked out. And then I watched Luckiest Girl Alive. Very much enjoyed the book. The movie was very so-so. And I just used this leftover popcorn deco to mark that. Moving on to Saturday, I just marked that I hated my hair and makeup. This day, it never turns out well when I want it to. Like, I knew we were going to take photos at this wedding, and I just looked like shit. So I was a little upset about that, but it is what it is. It's not my day, so it's fine. And I used a little lipstick to mark that. Then we had to go to Delaware. That's where the wedding was, so I marked that we drove there with another Planning Roses car. I used these SPC old school balloons to mark the wedding. Then I marked that it was freezing outside. Oh my God. The cocktail hour and reception were outside. In the cocktail hour, I was so cold I had goosebumps and couldn't stop shivering. It was freezing. And then after that, there was a bonfire after party, and I used this really cute Munchkin camping sticker to mark that. And then I marked that we got home at 4:30 in the morning because we did not stay. We wanted to go back home. And I used just a little @ symbol to mark that. Moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked with a little thing and this Carly Plans TV was that we watched SNL. Then I marked with a little road trip sticker. It wasn't much of a road trip, but I marked that we went back to Jersey because Joe wanted to go to Ollie's in order to look for, like, if you know what Ollie's is, it's like a wholesale store. He wanted to look for carpet there, and there were 2 in New Jersey. So we just decided to go hit up both. With a little thing and a question mark Munchkin, I marked that the brakes in the Nissan, we took the Nissan, the brakes were so loud. Like, the back brakes need work done, so that was just like another fun thing to find out. But that's how you find this stuff out, by driving the car. With a squared off box and a paper shire purse, I marked that we stopped at 2 Ollie's with a little thing and this Planning Roses table setting. I marked that we went to Houlihan's, which is a restaurant I used to love, and they don't have them in Pennsylvania, or at least not in Philly. And it was just meh. Like, I got the buffalo chicken sandwich, which used to be my favorite thing there, and it just was not good. So, I don't know. Oh well. Then we went to Total Wine, and I picked up some vodka just because it's better price there, and it was 2 minutes away, so we went and I used a little clinking glasses icon to mark that. And then the final thing on Sunday, with a piece of washi and another TV, was that we watched some more SNL. Also, I wanted to mention that even though I hated the way I looked at this wedding, this was probably the second best wedding we went to. And I wasn't expecting it, but I had a blast. So yeah, it's not all about what you look like, I guess. But yeah, that's everything for this spread. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.